What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on the Get Up, they're going to be talking about the clutch shot that Kawhi Leonard shot yesterday. So let's see what they have to say about that.
A cryptic pregnant pause from Kawhi Leonard in the comment that also almost set Twitter on fire. Okay, we have a lot to unpack. Let's start with this. Kawhi Leonard's shot is only the second ever game-winning buzzer beater in a winner-take-all game. This was the only other time it had ever happened. Perhaps you've seen the shot before. It's Jordan over Elo. Those are the only two. There was that, and then there was yesterday. But that isn't the shot that either of you two, Tibbs and Bruce, thought of this morning. I found Coach Thibodeau outside the building this morning trying to find the elevator. And in the elevator, you mentioned to me you were on the staff when Allen Houston hit that shot. So tell me in the moment when the ball is hanging on the rim what the emotions are like.
Well, the ball got knocked out of bounds prior to the shot, and we're no timeout. So we inbound to Allen, and he made an incredible shot. And you see Marley wax him in the head. And really, our jobs were on the line. So if he misses that shot, who knows where we would be, but Van Gundy and I'd probably be flipping burgers somewhere.
But that is the truth of it, is that legacies hinge on that little fraction of an inch.
So he's correct about that, but I have to say that the Allen Houston shot was bigger than any shot that they just talked about. I think it was bigger than Kawhi Leonard's shot. I think it was bigger than Damian Lillard's shot, was it 2-3 weeks ago? For the simple fact that the Allen Houston shot, they were down a point. So if he shot the ball and he made it, they won. They would win. But if he would shoot the ball and he misses, they lose and go home. That's a different type of pressure than what Kawhi Leonard and what Damian Lillard were under. So yesterday, Kawhi Leonard shot the shot, he made it, and they won. But if you were to miss that shot, they were going to go to overtime. So that's a different type of pressure. Like I said, I'll say it again to make it clear. The type of shot that Kawhi Leonard shot, he shot it. If they make it, they win. If he misses, they go in overtime. The one with Allen Houston, he shot the shot, he makes it, they win. If he misses, they go home. That's a different type of pressure. Some guys don't want that type of pressure. Some guys don't want to take that last shot, a do or die type shot. So I'm happy for Kawhi Leonard. He did a great job, but that takes away from the highest pressure clutch shots, which be the ones that Allen Houston took, which was do or die instead of do it and then go to overtime, like what Kawhi Leonard did. And I don't want to take anything away from Kawhi Leonard because he's a baller and everything that goes along with that, but I like to call it the way I see it. So let's keep going.
The Sixers, who knows what winds up happening to them now? Leonard, who knows if this would have been the difference between him staying in Toronto or leaving? Who knows? Let me ask you this. As a defensive specialist all your life, did they get anything wrong on the defensive side on that play for Philly?
I mean, of course they did. They did not send Kawhi Leonard to his weak hand. And when you have those situations, you got to understand that it's so important to make sure if he hits a shot, make sure he hits it a different direction. Right here, Tobias Harris shouldn't be right there. You're guarding Marc Gasol. You're faster than him. You're not worried about him getting the ball back, but as soon as we get the inbounds, get on the right-hand side right now, Ben. Get on the right. Oh, he doesn't get in. He's getting. Now watch Ben Simmons. He stops playing. You can't stop. This is game 7. Come on, Tibbs. What would you have done to me if I would have done that, Tibbs?
Trade.
Okay. You see, and what he's talking about, that points to a few different things that happened towards the end of that game, at the end of that game. So one of them is coaching. I think that was probably a bad job on the coaching because he should have sent in a play that was set up to probably defend Kawhi Leonard because he's most likely getting the ball, or whoever their best shooter would be that's hot at that point in time. The coach should have sent in a play and everybody should know the position and their role and how to stop it or to get to immediate double team or whatever the situation is. For two, that also points to the player's IQ, the player's basketball IQ. If you have a high basketball IQ, you're going to know where to go. You're going to know who's most likely going to get the ball because you've been watching film. You're going to know who's hot. You're going to know where they like to shoot from. And you're going to put yourself in position to cut them off. So the shot that they take is the lowest percentage shot that you can make them take. So they can't put themselves in position to get to the highest percentage shot. So that points to players' IQ. And the third one, what it points to, and they'll probably see in film when they watch it today, is hustle. Look at Ben Simmons not hustling. If Ben Simmons and Embiid were able to double team Kawhi Leonard over there in the corner and contest the shots, what's Ben Simmons, 6'10"? And Joel Embiid is, 7 foot? And Kawhi Leonard is 6'7"? So if both of those guys were able to contend what Kawhi, the shot that Kawhi threw up, he may have missed it, they may have tipped it, it may have been any type of thing. But at least they would have a better chance of him missing it than Ben Simmons just giving up and not going hard. I mean, that right there, that could have changed the game right there. If Ben Simmons would have been going hard and kept running versus stop running, it might have changed the outcome. But that's something they're seeing films, and there's something they'll be kicking themselves. I guess you live and learn from that, but let's keep going.
We've traded Bruce Bowen for a player to be named later. But all kidding aside, they always say the most dangerous man on that play is the guy inbounding the ball. And Gasol is a threat from three.
No. He's not going to take that shot. They're looking to get the ball to Kawhi Leonard. You give it to your go-to guy. 4 seconds, you want something going towards the basket, or you let him create something. So it's not about that situation, him being the most dangerous. Tobias is fast enough to get back to him. So that's one of those situations that he'll look back at and say, man, I wish I would have done something different.
You're a defender.
And again, that's something they should be knowing. I mean, so you have practice for an hour, 2 hours, and then after practice or before practice, you watch film for an hour, hour and a half for this very type of situations right there. And you run drills in practice. Okay, 10 seconds left. We're going to inbound the ball. Who are we going to go after? So the scout team guys, whoever the scout team guy is that's playing Kawhi, they're going to practice inbounding that ball with 10 seconds left from different spots on the court. And you're going to run plays and figure out how to play that if the situation comes up that came up yesterday. So again, I'm blaming the coach for not preparing his players for that. I'm blaming the players for, I guess some of those guys have a low player basketball IQ because you guys didn't see what was happening. You don't know what was going to happen. It shouldn't be too many surprises. And the lack of hustle on Ben Simmons. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that you live and learn, and hindsight's 2020. For me to be able to say it because I have a different perspective. So I don't know, but let's keep going.
It's a specialist. You have an issue with the way they guarded it?
Well, there's a couple things you could do, as Bruce mentioned. I think the one thing is, with the way Kawhi was playing in that game, he was really the only guy going besides Ibaka, hurt them with second shots. So the inbounder can track Kawhi so he can't catch it. So you jump on the top side, so now you're making him pass the ball to somebody else. I think you saw it earlier when Butler defended the inbounds, and he read where they were trying to go with it, and he took it away.
Well, you see the numbers on your screen. Kawhi Leonard, 41 points, 8 boards, 3 steals. Closing out one of the genuinely great, and I'll give you a stat on it in a minute, one of the genuinely great postseason series that any player has ever had. Your thoughts on what we saw from Kawhi?
Well, I like what he started off with. He was aggressive in this series, letting it be known that I can't score the basketball at any given time. But at the same time, he learned that he needed to get his teammates involved. And so in games 3 and 4, that's where he figured that out. Allowing Siakam to now have an impact in the game, allowing Serge Ibaka to have an impact. This is what it's all about when it comes to go-to guys being what they need to be. So Kawhi scored 243 points in this series. The fact that he did that and still got others involved is the most impressive aspect because it just wasn't about him.
Exactly. That's why Kawhi Leonard is probably one of the best players in the league right now, pound for pound. I say Kevin Durant is the best overall, but pound for pound, I say Kawhi Leonard is probably the most clutch and best player in the league right now, especially that Kevin Durant's hurt. But he not only did he ball out, so he makes other players better. Like you said, Siakam, he's had a couple games, I think 3 or 4 that he absolutely balled out. Ibaka, he had 17 points the last game. So Kawhi Leonard had a good game, but he shot the ball 39 times. He was 16 for 39 and 2 for 9 for 3-point. So he had a good game. He shot the ball a lot, but that's to be expected in Game 7. You're not going to want to leave anything on the table. And that's another thing where the coaches and the players should have known, who do you think is going to get that ball and take that last shot? How many shots is Kawhi taking this whole game? You should know what's going to go to him. Now, as far as Siakam, he only had 11 points, but, Kawhi just took over. But for the most part, he was getting everybody involved in past other games, which is what kept him alive and be able to get to Game 7. So, I don't know. This is crazy. But let's keep going.
Here's a guy whose season began with everyone making fun of his laugh, and now you want to talk about getting the last laugh, knocking down what will go down as one of the great shots in the history of the sport. Certainly.
So, like I said, I don't know if it's the greatest shots for the reasons that I said. It wasn't the highest pressure type shot you can take. But as far as Mike Greenberg always says things about Kawhi that don't really make sense, and he's a sports reporter. So about 2 or 3 weeks ago, he said that, I know Kawhi Leonard's over there in Toronto, and a lot of us have forgot about him when he was over in Toronto. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think so. You don't ever forget about Kawhi Leonard. No matter where Kawhi Leonard is, you always know where he is and what he's doing because he's a straight baller. So when Mike Greenberg said that a few weeks ago, that kind of indicated to me that he's just a casual fan. Because everybody should always know what Kawhi Leonard is for the very things that he did yesterday. And he's just straight up baller. And there's a reason why he has a ring and he was finals MVP when he got his ring with the Spurs. So as far as that, I don't understand. And now he just says that people are making fun of Kawhi Leonard because of his laugh. I mean, they were talking about it and all that, which that happened like almost a month or two ago. It happened a while back about his laugh. But people were laughing with him and not at him. Let's put it that way. So I don't think that would be anything to even really bring up Kawhi Leonard's laugh. I mean, so I don't know. I just wouldn't have brought that up. That's just something stupid. Kawhi Leonard's a baller. Nobody can care less about his laugh. And if anything, people are laughing with him and not at him with his laugh. So I just had to throw that in there about Mike Greenberg's casual fan comments that he always makes about Kawhi Leonard. So let's keep going.
Memorable shots in the history of this sport. And I know you love that he does it on both ends of the floor. This guy plays the game the right way.
There's no question. I think, and there were no bullets left in the gun. So 39 shots. But the thing that he did, and they made a major adjustment. They put Kawhi on Jimmy Butler. So he played both sides of the ball. His defense was terrific. His offense was terrific. He made big play after big play. You have to give him a lot of credit.
I'm tired of hearing the term, he's a two-way player. This is not football. It's just basketball. And great basketball players that want to continue to grow. And that's what Kawhi has done. Ever since his first year in the NBA, he's continuously improved. He's not concerned with the fanfare. He's concerned with being the best player he can be.
And let me give...
Well, you know why they say that, right? Oh, he's a great two-way player. When he's right, you're a basketball player, you play both ways. It's not like football, it's offense or defense. The reason why they say that is because there are some people in the league right now that are considered some of the best players in the league. They don't want to play defense. You know that one guy? That doesn't want to play defense anymore? He hasn't played defense for a while, but he's just all about offense. And some people have the nerve to say that he's the best player in the league still. You know that guy I'm talking about. I think you guys know who I'm talking about. So let's keep going.
The numbers. He scored 243 points in this series. That is the third most of any playoff round since the merger. And look at the only two names in front of him. Were those guys any good? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in 77 and Michael Jordan in the 93 finals against Phoenix.
And another thing I like to add, I mean, look at that company he's got there. That company that Kawhi is with, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Jordan. I mean, oh my, I can't believe that. I'm sorry. Michael Jordan. I'm tripping. But, so... You could make good argument that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Michael Jordan could go down as the GOAT. You can make that argument. And now Kawhi Leonard is sitting up there with the company of those two. So what might that mean for Kawhi Leonard when he's done playing? Just food for thought. And I can't believe I said Magic Jordan. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, MJ. So let's keep going.
So we're going...